Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I have been meaning to talk about for a very long time, and that is this whole concept of an allowance or personal spending money, or I don't know what else people call it. Blow money. Some people call it blow money. I want to explore that. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So if you would like to hear my thoughts about that, then please keep watching. Okay, so we started budgeting 1 year ago, and when we started, our income was obviously much higher, and so I don't really know why we chose the allowance amounts that we chose, but we did. So we set our sights on spending $100 each. I got $100, my husband got $100. Now, when you're bringing in like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, obviously $100 seems pretty minimal, but then when you think about what you are allowed to do with it, then it's a decent amount. So for me, over the past year, I have pretty much just spent mine on planner supplies or makeup here and there or whatever the case is. And so since I have tons of planner supplies and I've built up my stash, I have tons of makeup, that $100 is plenty for that if you think of it like that. Now in the beginning we were like, I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it out. But it has been working, and so we have kept that same amount out of habit. We're pretty much creatures of habit, and we don't really like changing up things. So we just keep the $100 amount because it works for us. Now, I don't really know if an allowance, like if you're really, like if you're supposed to like struggle with that allowance or what, but really we're really not big on struggling. So $100 is comfortable. For me, $100 is comfortable for my husband. If we go over a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. Nobody's going to start an argument because somebody went over $10 or $20. Aside from that, we're going to talk about it anyway. Like if I'm going to go over, then he'll approve it. Well, I normally run it by him, but then he just, I'm pointing back here because he's in the other room. If I say, can I get this? I'm over budget. I'm going to be over budget. He'll say yeah anyway. So he's not a really good person to ask, but I do it anyway because he's my accountability partner. But nobody's going to trip out if one spends a little bit over $100, or even if it's a lot over $100. If it's approved, it's approved. If he asks me and I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead, whatever, which is what I'm going to say as well, so I'm probably not a good accountability partner either, and he goes over by $100, and that's just what it is because I guess we don't really care. But let me tell you what we do care about. So when we started, the $200 together, it's $200 that we were blowing on whatever it is that we wanted to blow the money on, was only a small percentage of our monthly income, like 2%, like super small. And so what I've learned over the years is that we do really need to keep it like around 2 to 3% of our monthly income, if not less. I mean, if you can get by with like $20 a month, which some people do, then do that, or $30 a month, as low as you can get it to that amount. But for us, $20 would be a real stretch. $20 a month, that would be a stretch. So, but what I've learned is that when people ask me, I don't really know why we choose 100, to be honest, but what I know is factual is that we do try to keep it to like a small percent of our income. So if you want to know what that amount would be for your family, maybe you take your net monthly income and you see what 2% would be, and then you divide that by 2, and then that's what your allowances are. That would be my recommendation. Clearly not a financial guru, clearly didn't study finances, clearly have no certifications or background in finances, but that would be my recommendation when people ask. Try to keep it to less than 5%. 5% is really pretty high. 4% is kind of too as well. 2 to 3% would probably be ideal. So that is my recommendation about the allowances. Now, for us, our allowances can be spent on whatever it is that we want to spend them on, and they are free from judgment from the other person. So if he wants to spend his on whatever, he can. If I want to spend mine on whatever, I can, and it doesn't really matter. Now, as far as the distribution, we did start out trying to do cash, like $25 a week. Didn't really work out because I pretty much bought stuff online, so obviously that didn't work. And then we just gave up the whole cash thing and we just use our debit cards. But A smart way to do that, I think, is to just get prepaid debit cards and load the money on there at the beginning of the month. Now, if you can't distribute $100 to one person and $100 to that person at the same time, or whatever your allowance is going to be at the same time, then you can distribute it weekly. Obviously, that makes perfect sense. But for us, we kind of just use it freely. So like today, like last week, I spent $13 or so, about $14 actually, and then this week I just spent $14 as well. So at this point I'm spending like $15 a week, you know, $30 every 2 weeks or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But essentially it's the $100. I track all of the expenses. I know how much it is. Same for him. We track all of his expenses. Even though we track the expenses, that's kind of like a harder way of doing it. A lot of people just take it out in cash, so then you don't have to worry about tracking it or whatever, or they put it on a prepaid debit card so you don't have to technically worry about tracking it. But we like tracking everything. We like making it habitual. Again, we're creatures of habit, so we liked in the beginning just tracking all expenses just so we could learn to make that a part of our everyday lives. So I don't know that I covered every single thing about an allowance in this video, but I feel like I get a lot of questions about that, so I just wanted to cover that little bit. So if you have any questions, obviously email me, Instagram DM me, leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer your questions the best that I can. If you guys, what was I about to say? What is my last thing at the end of my video? I was gonna say, if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on my next one. Bye guys.